Welcome to IndiaPulse ISB February 4th, 2021 edition. Today we are going to look at what happened to agricultural production and fertilizer sales. So you see two maps here. This map here says what were the fertilizer sales, and this map tells you how much was the agricultural produce that was traded per farmer. They're both per farmer. Now notice, you can go state by state and notice, for example, in January of 2020, you see Punjab and Haryana are darker. This is when they're actually sowing the seeds, so fertilizer sales are high. Of course, not much is happening in terms of production yet. That production will come much later. If I go to April, you will see, yes, in April, the production, this is when the season is harvesting is happening, and therefore the production is high. So you can go state by state and see what's going on. Let me now show you what happened to all India. Look at the map here. 2019 is the blue line, red is the 2020 line. As far as fertilizer sales, that means the planning for agriculture was concerned, 2020 was no different from 2019. Same plans, maybe even a little bit better. But what was ultimately traded in the mandis, you see in the bottom. Yes, you see a lockdown effect. In April, there was a big dip in what got traded. That's a lockdown effect. But there wasn't so much of a lockdown effect by the time September, October, November came along. Even here, there are differences. If I go to Maharashtra, you see a big lockdown effect, right? Big lockdown effect, and then it picks up later. On the other hand, if I go to another state such as Odisha, let's see, where is Odisha here? If I go to Odisha here, what do I expect? Looks like COVID had no effect at all. Why? Because April is a low season for Odisha anyway. Okay, their harvest comes a couple of months later. By that time, the lockdown effects were actually gone. So that's what you're seeing in Odisha. Okay, let's look at another state. Let's look at what happened to Punjab. You see in Punjab, you see big prominent two seasons. Okay, here's an April harvesting and here is an October harvesting and nothing in between. That's what you're seeing in Punjab. Again, what you see here is that 2019 was a little bit better, but by the time end of the year came along, Punjab really picked up the trading even in 2020, except right at the end. Right at the end, we see a big drop in 2020. Is this because of the farmer protests and the disruption? Maybe. Okay, so we want the researchers to come and look at the data here. You can see data not only state by state, in fact, you can go district by district to see what is happening. Overall, going back to the overall results, what you find is, as the CEA mentioned, that no big effect in terms of production, but look at the red line. Not as much was sold. What happened to the missing inventory? And that's the question researchers can answer. Did it go waste? Did it rot? Or is it sitting in the warehouses? Or is this red line only showing what's sold in mandis and something got sold somewhere else? So we welcome you all to come and play with this dashboard and take this research further. IndiaPulse at ISB, powered by Transfer and generously supported by OBDR Network.